good people? Welcome back to the House Business Podcast. It's your host, Caleb Thompson. I always want to start every podcast off with gratitude. So I would like to thank everyone that's watching these videos, listening to these podcasts, everyone that's subscribed to our channel, everyone that liked the video or even listened to it. Man, it's much appreciated. Sometimes, if it's some information that you yourself cannot use, you can take this information or the video and you can share it to someone that it may be able to help. I know it's a lot of content online, but everyone has a different perspective of the way that they aim at the business goals. So me and someone else could basically have the same goal of owning a restaurant or of a consulting business. We can have the same goal, but the path that we take to achieve that goal could be different. So just like I can learn from someone else, someone else can learn from me as well, and what I'm sharing. So today, we're going to talk about the importance of updating your business plan annually. As an entrepreneur, as a business owner, we want to talk about the importance of updating your business plan annually. And the reason because of that is because, things change. I don't even care if it's your spouse. One day she likes this is pink. The next day she likes green. And one day she wants ice cream. The next season, they're around that she likes something different. So as people continue to grow, as your business grows, as time goes on in the world, things change, people change, seasons change. Nothing was really ever meant to stay the same. I never met someone that's been 3 years old for their entire life. Now, I met people that their mentality hasn't matured to a certain degree, but themselves physically change. They change. Trends change. The world changes. The weather changes. So nothing was really meant to stay the same. So we're moving out of a place of stagnation in business. So the reason why you need to update your business plan annually is because that things change, trends change. One season, Converse was very hot shoes. Everybody loved Converse. And then all of a sudden, New Balance comes into play. They come back to get back in the race. So a lot of classic trends that we thought would fade away are making their way right back around. So, but the importance of updating your business plan, it all first starts with understanding change. Things change. Like I said, so we want to start off in the beginning is what is a business plan? So like I said, I make this channel for entrepreneurs that's basically up and coming entrepreneurs or people that are in business, probably in their first to fifth year in business. And then any information that, a seasoned entrepreneur, a seasoned veteran in entrepreneurship would like to take or need a reminder of some things. So anybody that would like to take those, I forgot about that, or I didn't think of it like that. That's what these videos are for. So what is a business plan? From my personal experience, you need a business plan before you even, let me put it like this. Once you find out that you want to turn your baking, your home baking business, you're using the home food law to make money. I think you can make, like in certain states, $75,000 a year with the home food law. You can make food out of your house. It has to be canned. I don't think it's any meats but like bakery or things. You can make up to $75,000 depending on the state that you're in. I forgot that law exactly. I think it's like HB 1095 in Oklahoma. I'm not sure. Or it could be 2025. So I'm not sure about that, but I have to go back and do some research. But I actually looked that law up because before I went into kind of the catering business, I actually was working out of the house. We were making food out of the house and had to make sure that we were compliant, just to make sure that there wasn't either any legal battles or anything that we had to face. But before once you start to understand that you're breaking away from the regular 9 to 5, some people keep their 9 to 5. Some people have mastered the art of delegation. They start a business, they put someone in that business, they come and check on it while they're still working. Why they do that, I don't know. Some people just don't. Some people are better at managing than they are hands-on. They just have the business mindset, and that kind of gets you a little farther along as well if you want to be kind of on the higher point of the totem pole when it comes to, the economy, if you can master the art of delegation. But what is a business plan? A business plan, this is the document that outlines the goals, strategies, and operational plans for your business. It serves as a roadmap for the company, detailing how it intends to achieve its objectives and succeed in the market. Okay, so a business plan is basically the vision for the business. That's what your business plan is. Now, it consists of different types of different subjects within the business plan, kind of like the pricing strategy. We're going to go over some of these things: the target market strategy, the pricing strategy, the marketing strategy, the executive summary, the business description, the business mission. So all these things consist of the business plan. But why the business plan is important is that it's a roadmap to say, okay, this is where I want the business to be. This is exactly where I want to end up. Now, we're talking about modifying these business plans as you're in business, as the year goes on, because of, you have to be adaptable. You have to be versatile when it comes to different trends, the economics, the global economics. So, or the economy that changes, in the town or the state that you're in, depending on politics, who comes into power. A lot of laws and things are set in place. A lot of bills, laws. So a lot of things change. So, but what we're saying, be adaptable in business when it comes to these business plans, is because it helps you. Your business has to be exactly like you as an entrepreneur. That's how you have to think of as you being a mentor, and your business is who you're mentoring. I'm going to lead them the right way. I'm going to be an example. I'm going to walk by example. Everything that you do, your business reflects that, if that makes sense. This is also like your child, but it's also everything that you do reflects your business. So, okay, so this is basically a roadmap. That's what a business plan is. Why is it important, or why is it essential? It can be used as a tool for structuring investments, obtaining loans, and guiding the business towards sustainable growth. So basically what we're saying is you need a business plan for the simple fact that when you're first starting off in a company, you have a startup, you're going to need some investments. You are going to need some investments. Not everybody needs investments when they start business. Some people come into money. Some people come into a place where, they can do crowdfunding and they can be successful. I've launched crowdfunding events. Maybe my marketing strategy was off, but I wasn't as successful in obtaining capital, or obtaining capital while doing those crowdfunding events. And was for a good cause too, and I believe that everything was tailored toward the targeted audience, for that cause. But some things just don't work the way that you want them to work. But some people use crowdfunding. Some people use family, friends, to get the capital that they need to kind of grow their business. It doesn't always come whether you scaling your business from having a good product. Now, you can have a good product. What you need a good product, but you also need some capital to kind of to scale the business as well. It's just like if I'm making cakes. Yeah, I'm baking cakes or baking bread, and I'm baking bread. But every time you see me, there's nothing new. There's always the same old bread. There's not a new type of bread. That we don't have wheat. We don't have a variety. We don't have any options. It just started off with the same rustic bread that we started with. There's no growth. So but getting capital can help you with that. Getting that capital through those investments. So that's why it's essential. It's essential because it can be used as a tool for securing investments, obtaining loans, and guiding the business towards sustainable growth. So that's one reason. Okay, so we're gonna move on. And why we said we need to update this annually is like we said, things change. Just give me a second. Things change. But before I go on to the next part, I would like to thank Euro Distribution. That's a company that it helps with any catering event that you have, any unique items that you need for the food industry, from bamboo to bamboo boats, for food. That's very good for seafood restaurants, Caribbean restaurants, a little bamboo, and even Oriental restaurants as well. So that sells Oriental dishes. So they have those bamboo products. So also a Euro Distribution. It'll be www.eurodistribution.us. What you can do is you can go on there and you can pick out, and they have these cool origami to go containers. So and it is a set. So it is a collection. I believe they have it in red, black, white, and just so many cool items, man, from bamboo. A lot of bamboo products that, man, are phenomenal. So you guys can go and check that out. Once again, it's www.eurodistribution.us. You can check that out. So we're gonna go over some components of the business plan. So number one is the executive summary. So the executive summary is the overview of the business concept, the mission, the goals, and the summary of the plan. So this right here is basically what are you doing? What are you doing with it? This is a complete. This basically tells people exactly what the business is, summed up into one piece. One. It's like a one-shot deal. You're saying, okay, what are we doing here? And then the executive summary basically lets you know the whole entire overview of the business concept. What exactly are you doing? How are you doing it? That's exactly what it is. So it's basically letting you know that give me a complete overview of the business concept, the mission. What's your guys' mission? What are you guys' goals? What do you set out to achieve? And that's the executive summary. Number two is the business description. That's the major details about the company. So its products, its services, the industry that it's in, and the target market. So the business description just kind of lets you know about what products or services that you sell, your target market for these products and services aim towards, and the industry it's in. So business description is basically exactly what it is. They're describing the business. Number three is your market analysis. Now I'm just giving you a couple of components of the business plan. Now I can read you off. I've created millions of business plans. So we have a company called House of Business, Mason D. Affairs Incorporated. So it's spelled in Italian, but it means house of business. So I've created multiple business plans for multiple companies. Anywhere from a fashion company to e-commerce online companies, food companies, tech companies. I've created many of business plans that are created for let's just say to draw in investors. I've created business plans to get loans for nonprofits. I've a lot of things. So as I give you these components to the business plan, they necessarily don't have to go, point for point. These are just certain components that you can incorporate into the business plan. See, like our next one is the market analysis. It's just the research on the industry market trends. The target audience and competitive landscape. So instead of put the market analysis, I would break that down into like the industry. How much does the industry make a year or annually in total? And I will put the target market strategy. You know what I mean? What's our target market, our strategy? I won't put all the market trends that's going, because that changes. So these are just some components that I'm sharing with you. So number one of the executive summary, that's needed, that's vital. The business description, that's vital. The market analysis, which is number three, and like we said, it's just the research on the industry. What industry are you in? What's the history of that industry? How much it makes annually in total. You can get that from GDP online, the GDP in your state, the GDP globally, the global, gross domestic product data, or in your town or city or whatever. And they can it'll let you know kind of in that industry, whether it's the food industry, construction, I don't care, even if some like firearms, you can kind of figure out that data, what industry you're stepping into, and find out how prosperous is it, and how you can. And the target market is just basically who am I targeting with my products and my services, and what steps are we going to take to make sure, what strategy are we going to use to make sure that we can reach out to these people and we can draw them in, or create brand awareness to this certain group that we're trying to target so that we can sell our products. Okay, so number 4 is organization and management. It's basically the company structure of ownership and leadership. Like if you have a board of directors, if you are LLC, but you're a single member or whatever. So I usually don't put that. I usually add a line within the business description, basically saying that I'm Caleb Thompson, I'm the sole owner of this LLC. It's based in Michigan, and then or I'll put that in the business. I'll put that in my business description. I won't put that all by itself. Number 5 is products and services. This is vital as well. And we're going to talk about the names as well. No, this is something that just popped up as well, but I'm not going to go over the place. I want you to kind of follow me. Again, we're talking about the components of a business plan. But products and services, this is the description of what the business offers, including your unique features, the benefits of people using your services. What can you offer? What do you offer? A business is really just put in place to solve people's problems. If you have a business that doesn't solve people's problems, I don't care if it's, I want a croissant. Who has the best croissant in town? You're solving a problem. You're just satisfying hunger, that desire. Just satisfying people's desires for certain things. If it's products, services, don't care what it is. So products and services, you know what I mean? Just a description of that. 6, marketing and sales strategy. Just your plans for promoting, selling, advertising, pricing. In the marketing strategy, I usually separate my marketing strategy from my pricing strategy, and they say that's all under marketing, but it is. But I separate it for the simple fact that if I have the same business that's in different states, that strategy changes. So if I have just one business plan for each location, because I'm doing the business plan as a company and a brand, and but my pricing strategy on that business plan differs. So I separate the two. I have a marketing strategy, but I don't put the under the marketing strategy area. I don't put the pricing strategy, because that pricing strategy can change depending on your target market, and depending on, because your target market in one area, in one state, or one side of town could be different. Even though the brand doesn't change, but your brand can target different individuals in certain areas. If you get what I'm saying, it's basically like Jordans. Jordans were made for basketball player lovers, people who love the NBA and love basketball. Now you see just sneakerheads wearing them. Now you can see any race wearing this type of shoe, and it wasn't marketed to that individual to begin with. It's just that now people wear that shoe. But in the industry that I'm in, I have to prices fluctuate, dealing with manufacturers, especially in consumer electronics. So that differs. But I'm just saying, I separate the two. I separate my marketing strategy from my pricing strategy, depending on if the company has more than one location and the economics of that location. If it's kind of like a low economic area, then my pricing strategy changes. The quality of the food is still the same. The brand is still the same. I don't lower I don't make it cheap or lower my brand, but what I do is I mix up the menu. I have certain items that are affordable, and then I also have certain items that are top sellers that stay at the same price because of the quality and because they are tied into the brand. the company's brand. Number 7 is an operational plan. This is the details of your day-to-day operations. The operational plans is, I used to write operation systems for certain businesses, basically to streamline the business, to make sure that the business runs like a well-oiled machine. Like they say, is that you modify systems, you develop people. You don't train. You don't train people. You know what I mean? You basically or you don't manage people. You manage the systems, the operational systems that you put in place, and you develop people. So you develop people through helping them to reach their full potential, helping them to stretch them to kind of obtain another skill set, or if they start in the dish room, you know what I mean, within 2 years we want them as a sous chef. We want to kind of move them along and help them to reach their full potential, help them to be well-rounded in different areas around the kitchen in that sense. Or if someone starts off as a product manager, we want to kind of move them to a place where they can grow, or where they can add on to that skill which they already have. So, but the operational plan is just basically what systems or what plans are put in place to make sure that your business can run like a well-oiled machine. That's basically saying this, like, it's basically like putting a bike together and making sure that the bike is basically the business, but the chain that's on the bike is the operational system. You have to make sure it's tight enough that the chain doesn't pop off. Now, sometimes the chain gets rusty and it pops off, and that's because, with the different trends that comes in, the different just say, man, you might even have the same brand but newer customers. Your target market could be older, older couples that want to come out, have a good time, things like that. But as time goes on, that area, but because of any industry can affect another industry. Real estate, something can happen in real estate, and those older people could sell their homes and they could leave, and then younger couples come in and they start to visit that restaurant, so that the neighborhood changes, because of another industry, because of fluctuations in another industry. So, but what I'm saying is, you want to make sure that those operational plans are set, they are up to par. I don't even care if it's having an encounter with a customer. So I have an operational system on answering the phone. I have an operational system on opening the business. There's an operational system. Anything that you do more than once a day, anything that you do every day like clockwork, once a day or multiple times a day, it needs a system. It needs a system. Like they say, if you're just now, I'm talking about the food industry, but if you are getting cheese out of the freezer and you are putting it on the cold bar every single day, and you are making sure that you're first in, first out, you're rotating these different pans and making sure that the fresh ingredients are there, you need a system for that. You need a checklist or a system, basically saying, to make sure that these things are done every single day. When somebody comes in, so that way you want last minute, you're like, oh, we're running out of this. Why is it stocked? Or why don't we have backup at the bottom of the cooler? Or why is it this stuff stocked? It's because there's no system set in place. But having a system set in place to make sure that you are ahead of the curve, that you're not running out of things, that things are it makes the business run smoother. But you have to have an operational plan in your business plan. There's many a times I didn't have an operational plan put inside of my business plan, for the simple fact that it was a startup. There were operational systems set in place, but there wasn't this particular area on the business plan that I had but if you want investors and things like that, you need that. But I didn't have it for my own personal to look over my business plan every day, to refresh my memory of my mission, my goals, and where I'm headed every day with that particular business. I didn't have that financial plan. So number 8 is your financial plan. Your financial plan is the budget, the income statements, cash flow projections, and funding requests. So now on the financial plan, what I usually do with a startup company that's a small business, while making a business plan, I usually put, depending on the market, depending on the industry, I only do funding requests and cash flow projections. First year, third year, and fifth year cash flow projections because of the industry, the industry, the economy of where that business is located or the state that it's located, based off the industry. That industry in that state, in that town, makes this much amount of money annually. So you can kind of see, you can kind of foresee cash flow projections if you were to establish a business in that area. So that's one thing that I usually do, is cash flow projections and funding requests. Your funding request is saying, based on this business plan in its entirety, our company will want $2.5 million at a 2% annual for over a 10-year period. So that's basically saying that because we have such a business plan that's structured to ensure that even on our cash flow projections, because of our target market, because of our business description, everything that's lining up with each other, this is what we will request, as a startup. And this is all the information that we have to back up that we are worthy of that funding that we are requesting, because of this business plan and because how it is tailored, because we have all our ducks in the row, basically. So let's go over those again. These are some things that are in the business plan that you need. And once again, this is just basically an importance of updating your business plan annually. You can update your business plan every quarter, every 3 months, 6 months. Just set a time to basically look over your business plan and see how that's working for you. If something's not working, modify your systems to make sure that you can streamline your business better. If something's not working, start to review what's going on. You can really kind of find out what's going on with your finances through your profit and loss statements, bookkeeping. If you have an accountant, you can kind of see like why do we have so much overhead. So you can check that out like that. But this is the importance of updating. What we're going over is basically, what is a business plan, and what is a business plan? What are the components that's inside of that business plan, and what do you need to look for to modify to make sure that your next year or the next quarter or going into the next year, you can make improvements. That if you need to tighten up a strategy, if you need to drop a certain outlook or perspective in this certain area, it needs to go. If your marketing strategy isn't working, it needs to go. You need to revise that. You need to sit back down at the round table, go back to the drawing board. You need to modify it, and then you need to relaunch. Now, I always heard this statement. Sometimes you have to rebrand and relaunch. You know what I'm saying? You have to not rebrand, but rebrand that marketing strategy and relaunch it to the point where it's still tailored to you. Still tailored. It doesn't hurt the brand or the brand's awareness. Let's see. Let's go. So the components of a business plan, we started off. I'm going to give you these components. I believe it's 8 or 9 components. I don't use each one of these, as I said before, but you can tailor your business plan the way that you would like to tailor. And we also create business plans for clients as well. So if you guys would like to contact me, this will be posted on LinkedIn. It'll also be posted on YouTube. If you are looking for someone to help you to create a business plan and kind of see where you would like the trajectory of your business to go, and you don't know how to put that into words, we can help you with that. Number 1 of these components of the business plan is your executive summary. Number 2 is your business description. Number 3 is your market analysis. Number 4 is your organization and management. Number 5 is your products and services. 6 is your marketing and sales strategy, also your pricing strategy as well. 7 is your operational plan, and 8 is your financial plan. So those are some of the components of the business plan that you need to look over and modify yearly, annually, or every quarter, or if like they say, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But a business plan is needed before you even go into business. If you have a small business, or just say you have a sole proprietorship where you're baking cookies out of the house and it's going good. It's going good. You're starting to gain clients. You start to generate revenue from those cookies you're baking out of the house. From that time that you see that you're starting to generate enough revenue that can probably pay your rent, you need to start to to create a business plan. If you want to make that your full-time job, doing something that you love and you're passionate about and won't feel like work, you need to put together a business plan to make sure that that business scales to a point where it can become a multi-million dollar business, and also it can expand, and you can hand that over to your children as a token of generational wealth and whatever else is attached to the business. If you use your business name to get properties, cars, vehicles, or whatever you use as an asset, you want to create assets, not use your business name or business credit to get liabilities. But whatever you choose to do to create generational wealth to hand down to your family, you want to make sure that there is a system set in place or a roadmap to make sure that that happens. No one becomes rich just by wishing it happens. There has to be a roadmap. Okay, the benefits of why it's important to modify this annually, or basically to have one. I hope you do have one. I hope you do have a plan. They said if you fail to plan, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So you better, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You plan on failing. So make sure that you have something set in place that you can work towards, especially starting with the new year. So the benefits of why this is important: it always helps you to get your focus back. Your focus and your vision back. So sometimes I will go through business and I'll try these different strategies, different products, and Thompson Tech Electronics, these consumer electronics, and it doesn't work. I can use the same marketing process. I can use that worked last year or work with the last trends of the last season, but it just doesn't work. But when I go back to that business plan, it helps me to understand my why, or why am I doing this, or it helps me to refocus on certain aspects of the business that helps me, not to get so my mind not to be so foggy and be like, man, I don't understand this, or get so distraught when things doesn't happen the way that I perceive for them to happen, or I thought that they would happen, or anticipated for it to happen. So that it helps you to understand your direction and focus. Gives you a clear strategy for decision making. Another benefit of modifying your business plan annually, or creating a business plan and working according to that business plan, is investment and financing. You have to tailor your business plan to the point where it attracts potential investors and lenders, which you will need. Like I said, I use annual investors. A certain percentage. You can also have angel investors. There's different types of investors that you can deal with. You can have a silent investor, someone who doesn't want anything to do with the business. They're a silent partner, a limited partner. They will sit back and let you take care of the money, the business. They don't want to be on the board of directors. They are a silent partner, a limited partner. We have angel investors, different types of investors but your business plan has to be tailored to the point where it can attract a investor. Someone saying that's a good idea. I think that's $1 million idea. I think that's $1 million business, and I want to invest in that business and also receive a ROI, return on investment. Hopefully it can be guaranteed from 4 to 6%, out of the gate. But there's usually a 12 month to 18 month grace period, depending on the lender, to kind of help you to get things rolling, let you get things taken care of before there is you have to start to pay back that loan or that investment. And some investments some people take a percentage of your business. Equity investing. So equity investing is basically we will take $350,000 for 10% of the business in profits. You know what I mean? And our gross profit. Or our net profit. I mean, or you know what I mean. It's basically like I better know what I mean. But investment and financing. But number 3 is performance monitoring. You can monitor your performance, so you can set benchmarks to measure your progress. Okay, last year, this is our target market. This is what we wanted to happen. This is our in our business plan. We had a financial projection of, in 1 year we want to make $1 million, because we lined up. If we have something for $2,000. And we times that, we only have to sell it by so much to make $1 million. We have to sell 50 of these to make a certain amount of money. We have to serve 60 of these only at $2,000, and we can make our total. So whatever system or whatever you put in place to make sure that you can reach your goals, that's one thing that a business plan can do. Check your financial projections, see where you're at, and you kind of benchmark to measure your progress if you hit those goals, whether they are short-term goals or long-term goals. I also put that in the business plan as well. Short-term goals to make so much, within a year, and long-term goals probably with the next 5 years to become a franchise or to branch off and do this or do that or add these products. So, and risk management. The last one is risk management for benefit, and it is identifies the potential challenges and solutions. So, whatever worked in one season may not work in another season, so you will have to modify those business plans annually, quarterly, to make sure that you're still on track. So that's one thing that I wanted to share with you guys. I actually wrote an article too. If you'll go to www.Thompson Square Gardens Restaurant Company, we have released an article this morning around like 6:30 this morning. Basically letting you guys know the importance of basically what I'm saying. I just wanted to reiterate and give you a deeper meaning of what we meant by that article. But if you can go on that website and you will go to our Tasteful blog, that article is our last article that we written this morning that you guys can kind of look over, and you can tailor that article to any business industry. I don't care if you're a consulting business. I don't care if you're in the food industry. I don't care if you're in the financial industry or the financial sector of the business industry as well. So you can go and you can check out that article. And I just wanted to kind of let you guys know what a business plan was, the importance of the business plan, and why it's needed. It's needed for direction. It's needed for vision. And you need to, if you do not have, if you plan to fail, you know what I mean? If you plan to fail, hopefully not. But if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So that's basically something I want to share with you. Have a plan. Have a plan, man. Don't just jump out there, man. And say I can make the best. I can make the best fried chicken, on this side of town. Yeah, you can. But how are you gonna? What are your benchmarks to make sure that you're making a profit? I can buy so much chicken and so much flour and so many ingredients, but I don't even know if I'm making a profit. I'm selling the chicken and I'm just dumping money back into the business. But what system am I using to make sure that I'm making a profit from doing this? I don't want to just be doing it to be doing it. We want to try to create some type of generational wealth. We want to try to put a system in place that we can pass down. But once again, this is the House of Business Podcast. It's your host, Caleb Thompson. I want you to know that you can meet us here every Saturday. Today is Friday, but every Saturday, usually we do these podcasts. We usually do them live. I believe the last one that we had was at the Barclays. It's at the Barclays Center last couple days. So you can check that out at our House of Business Podcast 2.0 on YouTube. But yeah, this is the House of Business Podcast. This is where we give you the knowledge and the tools to execute your dreams and visions. We see you guys here next Saturday. We may make a podcast tomorrow. This is something I wanted to share to kind of piggyback off that article. So I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys really enjoyed this podcast. Just continue to share, like, subscribe, share to your friends, and you guys just have a good one. See you back here next Saturday. Peace.